lot
walk
of
through the door,
sense to give an
Governor
illegal
Spitzer.
immigrant a driver's license.
Well, what Governor Spitzer is trying to do
I don't care what he's
is
trying to do.
fill the
He's
vacuum
ignoring
left
federal
by
law.
the failure of this administration to bring about comprehensive immigration reform. We know in New York we have
Really? You're not
several
responsible for the
million
huge border bill that you
at
tried
any
to
one time who are in New York
brand on our throats, the
illegally.
American
They are
people say no.
undocumented workers. They are driving on our roads.
Undocumented workers. Really?
The
Is that what
possibility
they
of
are?
them having an accident that harms themselves or others
They're
is
not
just a
even
matter of
here. They're not
odds. It's
supposed to
probability.
be here. How can they have
So what Governor
accidents?
Spitzer is trying to
As
do
soon as
is
they
to
get in an
fill the
accident,
vacuum. I believe
ICE
we
should
need
be
to get back to
immediately
comprehensive
notified.
immigration
You're not
reform
here.
because
You
no
can't
state,
vote, you
no
can't
matter
drive, you
how
can't
well
buy
intentioned,
anything.
can
You're not
fill
here.
this gap. There
As
needs to
soon
be
as we
federal
start treating
action
this
on
seriously,
immigration
treating them
reform.
as
Does
illegal
anyone here
aliens,
believe an illegal
we will solve
immigrant
this
should
border
not have a
problem. The
driver's
problem is,
license?
we give them driver's license. What is to prevent them from
illegal
coming over the
immigrant
border
should
if you
not have
keep
a
giving them
driver's
driver's
license.
license? How do you give somebody who's not here a driver's license?
And look, I'm as forthright and progressive on immigration policy as anyone here. But we're dealing with a serious problem here. We need to have people come forward. The idea that we're going to extend this privilege here of a driver's license, I think, is troublesome. I think the American people are reacting to it. We need to deal with security on our
Didn't the
borders.
19 hijackers
We need to deal with
have
attraction that draws
false
people here.
identification,
We need to do fairly
which
with
they
those
got
who are
from the
here.
illegal
But this is
immigration
a privilege. Talk
mafia?
about health care, I have a different opinion.
That's right.
That affects the public health.
That's
of
where they got
all
their illegal
of us. But a
documents from.
license is a
They're
privilege.
the
and that
biggest
ought not to be
traffickers
extended
in
to us.
illegal IDs.
I just want to add, I did not
That's
say
how the
that
hijackers
it should be
got
done, but I
fake
certainly
IDs.
recognize why Governor Spitzer is trying to do it, and we have failed. We have failed.
No. You said
It takes
yes,
a
you
village.
thought it made sense to do it.
No, I didn't, Chris, but the point is, what are we going to do with all these illegal immigrants who are
Well,
driving
that's a
on the road?
legitimate issue, but driver's license goes too far.
Well, you may say that, but what is the identification? If somebody runs into you today who is an undocumented worker...
There's ways of dealing with that.
Well,
this is a privilege, not a right.
Well, what Governor Spitzer has agreed to do is to have 3 different licenses. One that provides
that's the same thing.
identification for actually
Keep talking.
going on to airplanes
Because the
and other
American
kinds
people
of
didn't
security
prove when you
issues.
tried to ram
Another,
down
which
that
is an ordinary
same
driver's license, and then
amnesty
a
bill down
special
their
card
throat.
that
They went for it,
identifies
didn't
the
they?
people
They didn't call
who
their
would be
congressmen and
on the
senators and
road.
tell
So
them
it's
that's
not the
democratic
full
right.
privilege.
So identifying them as illegal aliens is so important that they
New
are
York
going to get
Senator
legalized papers.
support the New York governor.
Because we need to identify them.
To give illegal
They're not here.
immigrants
How
a
could they
driver's
possibly have
license. He told the
licenses?
National New Hampshire paper it made a lot of sense. Do you support his plan?
You know, Tim, this is where
No, Tim,
everybody
I'm gonna
plays gotcha.
weave and
It makes a lot of
wave
sense.
on the
What is the
issues.
governor supposed
I'm not
to
gonna
do?
answer
He
directly.
is dealing with a serious
What is
problem.
he
We
supposed
have
to do
failed,
is
and
not
George Bush has failed.
a
Do
good
I
enough
think this is the best
answer.
thing for any governor to do? No. But do I understand the sense of real
disagree with him,
desperation,
but he
trying
has
to
my
get a handle on
sympathies.
this? Remember,
I
in
can
New
be
York,
on
we want to know who's
15
in New
sides
York.
of
We
one
want people
issue.
to come out of the shadows. He's making an honest
People
effort
out of the
to do it.
shadows. I want
We
them
should
out of the
have passed
shadows and
immigration
out of this
reform.
country, and they're going to keep staying in this country. If we
You have
give
young
them-
children, as
keep
you
them.
know, the
We give
internet
them-
can
I'm
be a
talking
bit of
like
a
them.
cultural
We give them
wild
the
west.
licenses, man. That's a
Assuming
racist
a lot of
statement, sir.
homes don't have
They are
parental
undocumented
support,
workers.
would you be in favor of any government guidelines on internet content?
No.
For children, and try to protect children and using
For the
technology to
children,
protect
we're
children?
gonna
I would.
censor rap
I want to
music,
add
censor
something
the
Chris
internet,
Dodge said
censor
a minute
TV for
ago,
the children.
because I don't
That's
want you
right,
to
we're
go
gonna hide
unnoticed.
behind
Unless
children
I
to
missed
take away
something,
your
Senator
rights
Clinton
to
said 2 different
speak
things in
freely.
the course of about 2
Because
minutes.
true consenting adults
just a
talking
few
about
minutes
whatever
ago.
it is they want to talk
And
about.
I think this is
They
a
get
real
heard by the
issue
children.
for the country. I mean,
For the
America
country,
is
that's
looking for a president who will say the same thing, who will be consistent.
And you're
who
going to
will be
decide
straight.
what is right for the children.
Because
or
what
not.
we've had
Because
for
parents
7
can't do
years
it.
is
Parents
double
can't tell
talk
their children
from
to
Bush
get off the computer,
and
or
from
turn off the
Cheney,
computer, or
and
throw
I
out the
think
computer.
America
It's the
deserves
government's
their
responsibility to do
Senator
so.
Obama, why are you
Parents
not
can't
in
tell
here?
their children what to watch and not to watch.
I
You,
was
the government, will
confused on
do
Senator
so.
Clinton's answer.
You
I
want
can't tell whether she
why
was
do you have
for it or
prenatal
against
care
it.
for everyone?
And I do
Taken from
think
the
that
womb
is
to the
important.
grave. We'll have national
you know,
service while they're
one of the
alive.
things that we
We'll
have
have
to do,
kindergarten treatment
in this
sponsored by the
country
government.
is to be honest
We'll have
about
free
the
health care
challenges that we
and
face.
free college and
Immigration
free
is a
food
difficult issue.
and everything. And
But
their
part of
TV will
leadership
be
is not
censored
just,
by the government.
looking
So will the
backwards
internet.
and seeing what's popular or trying to gauge popular sentiment. It's about setting a direction for the country, and that's what I intend to do as
Are
president.
you for it or against it?
I think that it is the right idea, and I disagree with Chris, because there is a public safety concern. We can make sure that drivers who are illegal
There's a
come out of
public
the
safety concern.
shadows,
They're not
that
supposed
they
to be
can
here.
be tracked, that
Stop
they are
saying come out of
properly
the
trained,
shadows.
and that will make our roads safer.
You know,
That doesn't
we'll
negate
keep them
the
in the
need for us
shadows
to
or keep them
reform
coming out of the shadows
illegal
and over back to
immigration.
Mexico.
Spencer's idea.
If you stop giving them licenses and
I want to move to a
healthcare,
different area because
that will solve your immigration problem.
this is a serious question.
They will not come
The
here if
godmother
they
of
cannot
your
get
daughter,
licenses and
Shirley
healthcare.
MacLaine,
What would be the point
writes in her new
if
book
they are treated as
that
the
you
illegal
cited
aliens that
a
they are?
UFO over her home in Washington State, that you found the encounter extremely moving, that it was a triangular craft, silent and hovering, that you felt a connection to your heart and heard directions in your mind. Now, did you see a UFO?
I did, and the rest of the account, I didn't, it was unidentified flying object, okay? It's like, it's unidentified. I saw something. Now, to answer your question, I'm moving and I'm also going to move my campaign office to Roswell, New Mexico, and another one in Exeter, New Hampshire, okay? And also, you have to keep in mind that Jimmy Carter saw a UFO, and also that more people in this country
did nothing when
have seen UFOs, and I think approved of George Bush's presidency.
But actually,
And so, wait, we're just getting started here.
No, I mean, we have about 14% of Americans say they have seen UFOs. I'm going to move past
What was the percentage?
14%.
What was that percentage?
14.
Thank you.
I want to see, I'm going to ask Senator Obama a question in the same line. The 3 astronauts of Apollo 11 who went to the moon back in 1969 all said that they believe there is life beyond Earth. Do you agree?
You know, I don't know,
matter?
and I don't presume to know. What I know is there's life here on Earth, and that we're not attending to life here on Earth. We're not taking care of kids who are alive and unfortunately are not getting health care. We're not taking care of senior citizens who are alive and are seeing their
broken people, because I'm a champion of all these things.
prices
By the
go
way,
up.
I'm not
So
actually
as
going to do anything
president,
about it. All I'm
those
going to
are
have
the
is
people I will be
programs,
attending
which
to
will actually
first.
hurt all these people.
There may be some other folks on their way.
Let's talk about life on Earth. Senator Clinton, Lance Armstrong called here today with a question. He made the point, as he often has, 3,000 people roughly killed on 9/11, roughly $1 trillion spent in the years since. About that many people die of cancer every 2 days. Wanted us to ask any of you, are you willing to be the president, or are you willing to pledge to be the president that knocks cancer down from its status as #1 killer of Americans under the age of 85?
I'm going to do everything I can to do that. I went to Lance Armstrong's cancer symposium in Iowa, and it was a very moving experience. Not only people like us speaking, but a lot of cancer survivors, a lot of researchers. It's just outrageous that under President Bush, the National Institutes of Health has been basically decreased in funding. We are on the brink of so many medical breakthroughs, and I will once again fund that research, get those applications processed, get those young researchers in those labs to know that we're going to tackle cancer and try to do everything we can to drive its death rate down.
Senator, thank you.
Senator Dodd, you went on the Bill Maher show last month and said that you were for decriminalizing marijuana. Is there anyone here who disagrees with Senator Dodd in decriminalizing marijuana? Senator Biden? Senator Edwards, why?
Because I think it sends the wrong signal to young people, and I think the President of the United States has a responsibility to ensure that we're sending the right signals to young people.
Can I respond to just why I think it ought to be? We're locking up too many people in our system here today. We've got mandatory minimum sentences that are filling our jails with people who don't belong there. My idea is to decriminalize this and reduce that problem here. We've gone from 800,000 to 2 million people in our penal institutions in this country. We've got to get a lot smarter about this issue than we are. As president, I try and achieve that.
Senator Biden, I introduce a new subject here. Christmas shopping season, holiday shopping, almost upon us as there is a chill in the air. Would you advise Americans against buying imported toys from China in light of the recent health and safety problems?
If I were president, I'd shut down, flat shut down, any imports from China, period, in terms of their toys. Flat shut it down. Number one. Number two, imagine if this is Morocco selling us these toys. We'd have shut it down a year ago.
They have a mortgage on their house because Bush mortgaged us to $1 trillion to them. He is responsible for this. This is outrageous. And by the way, what does Rudy really need? He could have helped you on this. You know what I mean? On the UFOs. I don't know.
The Chinese, what happens late at night in a hot room. Senator Obama, we started with you. Let's take a stab at this one. Tomorrow, of course, is Halloween. You will go as what?